me an extra minute, but here I am. Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy. Woohoo! Do you hear that? It's Tchaikovsky's birthday today. 1812 Overture happening right here. It's not his birthday. No, I lied. This is the day that this overture, the 1812 Overture, famous, was first heard in Moscow.
With cannons?
Complete with cannons, I'm sure. It has to. I mean, it's like.
I remember hearing this in 1976 on the Boston Esplanade with the Boston Philharmonic Orchestra playing in the barges on the River Charles shooting off cannon.
Wow.
For the sesquicentennial.
The sesquicentennial. I love that only because the word is like so like.
I'm a fiddler in the Boston.
Woo! A little hard talking today. I forgot I had no lights on. Yay! Let there be light. Good morning. Good morning. It was another one of those. I woke up at 3 and fell back asleep. And then when it was time to wake up, and Indy came in and said, "Wake up time, baby cakes." I couldn't. I just could lay there and just go, yeah.
So, by the way, is the show over yet? Am I free to go?
Oh, wait a minute. He's been dying to show you this. Look what some of us are doing after morning coffee today. You ready?
I'm just eager to get going. If
It is such a celebration in this house because it's been literally months since you've played, hasn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm still on the injured list for a while, but hey, I was playing every day, and that poor guy had to watch me get dressed and go play tennis. I'm both excited for him and a little jealous all at the same time.
I got you. I know
Yeah, he knows that feeling, boy. I'll tell you. Oh, look, I'm coming closer to you. I was just moving the computer. I wasn't even moving me. Okay, this I think is like so cool. It is National Hobo Week.
Hobo.
Do we even have hobos anymore? I guess we do. What do we call them?
Homeless.
Oh. But do they put their stuff in a little sack that they tie on a stick and carry over their back?
It's pretty hard to put the shopping cart on a stick.
So they use shopping carts nowadays instead. I just remember it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool, the whole idea of a hobo. It was very romanticized. You didn't think about them as being homeless. When I thought about hobos, it seemed like a life choice. Like, yeah, I want to just jump on trains and see the world. Speaking of trains, I have a friend who's doing like an astonishingly great podcast on locomotives. You should look that up. I'll see if I can get you the information. Yeah, it's very cool. I listened to it. Bob Diepenbrock, thank you for doing that for the world. Anyway, Hobo Week. The thing I remember the most about hobos, aside from eating beans out of a can, which we used to take the little tiny cans of beans and a can opener and a piece of cloth and a stick, and then we would go like on adventures and pretend we were hobos, and we would open them up, and that's what we'd have for lunch. We thought that was cool, and it was like the easiest costume to do for Halloween. It's almost Halloween, sort
You
of.
could turn Max on that. I would take him downtown, get him a tent and a place on the sidewalk.
Yeah, no. Don't you remember you'd get a cork? Because back then there was easy to find corks. Now they don't use real cork very much. But if you get cork and you burn the cork,
you can smudge.
Yeah, it makes this black smudgy stuff, and you could put black smudge on your face like, you were a hobo and you were dirty, and then you'd like tear up your clothes and you'd get a stick and a piece of material and you'd be a hobo for Halloween. And it was such an easy, quick costume.
That's the one where your folks did really go out and buy you a costume.
Exactly. Okay, so that brings up the question. That brings up the question. I'm sure we'll talk about it more as October gets nearer, but did you have a Halloween costume every year that you made or you bought?
When I was really little, it was the store-bought costumes. It was the ones that, the really flimsy kind of, nylon or something.
Right.
And a hard plastic mask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and you grew up in the Midwest, as did I. So it was pretty cold on October 31st generally. So you'd wear like a ton of warm clothes. You'd look like the Michelin man. You'd wear all these warm clothes under your stupid little flimsy costume. But I must say, most years, my mother worked to make me a costume. She was that kind of mom. Fritzy was like, she was like a TV mom. She was awesome. Baking cookies, making costumes, making dinner every night, and making daddy made sure we were all there at the table. No talking on the telephone during dinner. We were not allowed to accept calls. Okay. It's also lemonade day. Never had lemonade. But it's summertime, so I guess you're supposed to start a lemonade stand. I don't know. Okay, this makes me happier. It's Bacon Lovers Day.
Know any bacon lovers?
This house is filled with bacon lovers, and not all human, I might add. Some of the bacon lovers in this house have 4 legs and 2 ears. Yes, doggies. We make bacon a lot in this house. I used to be a huge turkey bacon lover because I thought it was like so much healthier and so much lower in calories. Okay, I wasn't really worried about the healthier part, but I thought it was like half the calories of real bacon. No, it's not. It's almost the same. I mean,
35 instead of 40.
yeah, it's like 5 calories different. And in its place, I still like turkey bacon. All right, but let's talk about how you like your bacon because this is, some people like it. Let's start with how I like it, okay? Because that's what's important to me. I mean, isn't that true for everybody? Hey, if you're watching and you said hello, I would sure love that. Steven, I see you're here. Good morning. Um, Turkey bacon, regular bacon. I don't care what kind of bacon. It's got to be crispy, really crispy. Or as I like to say, crispy verging on burnt. And if it bends instead of breaks, I won't eat it. We all have to have our rules. I don't like it burnt. I like it almost burnt. And it cannot bend at all, anywhere on the entire piece of bacon. And then I'm in heaven. I love my bacon. How about BLTs? You like BLTs? I remember going through a time of my life when I loved BLTs and a time when I hated them. And Indy eats BLTs regularly. So I started liking them again.
About once a week on sourdough.
On sourdough bread once a week, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, bacon, good stuff.
Maybe some avocado.
Oh, avocado is excellent. Indy, you know my bacon story, right?
Which one?
The bacon story
where
of
your
it
dad
growing
said
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he didn't know if
So
you
I didn't eat pork growing up. Jewish family, right? We didn't eat pork. Yeah.
Here it is. Here's the part. Here's the part with the cannons. I thought it was.
Okay, well, we didn't get to the cannons yet, but that was pretty. That was pretty
They had one,
forceful. Well, that was forceful. We're just gonna leave it on until we get the good part. He'll tell us. Anyway, I didn't eat pork. I didn't eat pork. I was at someone's house and they served ham, and I just ate the other things. And the mother at the home said to me, "Why aren't you eating that?" I said, "Well, we don't eat pork in my house." And one of the girls there who had slept over at my house a number of times said, "But I've had bacon at your house." And I looked at her like she was crazy. And I said, "So what?" Bacon is pork. I looked at her astonished. Bacon is what? Grew up not knowing that bacon was pork. Sorry, didn't know because we didn't eat pork. But my mother, who kept kosher growing up, loved bacon. My dad loved bacon. I bet he turned her. I bet he turned her. I really believe that.
Maybe it was cow bacon.
Yeah, maybe it was cow bacon. Whatever it was, I ate bacon my whole life and did not know it was pork until I was in high school. I know.
Turkey bacon? Couldn't they make cow bacon?
They didn't have turkey bacon back when I was a kid. And why couldn't they have cow bacon?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be called beef jerky? I don't know. I'm just wondering. What does it say here? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Yes, Stephen, we did talk about that. I like my steak like burnt rare. Like throw it on a hot grill, sear, or like get crispy on the outside and keep it like red on the inside. But yes, my bacon has to be exactly the opposite.
At the Esplanade with actual cannons on the barges shooting off cannon fire. Yes, very
Did you
exciting.
pack the car in Harvard Yard?
Of course we did.
He did. He packed the car in Harvard Yard. What else? Thank you for that, Tchaikovsky. Yeah, go chai. It's National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day.
You mean Piotr Ilyich?
What?
Piotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
Pete. Pete.
Piotr Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, PL. I just call him PLT.
Okay, well it'd be I, but yeah, PIT.
PIT. I call him the Invincible Pit.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Men's Grooming Day. Yeah, my son was on a quiz show a ways back. He won like thousands and thousands of dollars, by the way. But he was on a quiz show, and one of the questions they asked him was, "What percentage of men in the world did he think manscape?" I don't think I'd ever heard that word before the quiz show. But now I know that it's a whole lot more men than you would expect, or that I expected anyway. And if you're not sure what it is, look it up because I'm not explaining it. But I will tell you this. It's Men's Grooming Day. And when Indy gives himself haircuts, because he does, he's got this groovy little thing that show him your hair, Indy. Come on, show him your hair.
I didn't groom my hair this morning. I just put a hat on. I didn't.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Well, what he's got grooms by himself. Really razor, you set the. It doesn't matter. I get to do the back. I do the back for him, and it like works so fast. I want to use it on my legs. Yeah, because it looks like it doesn't hurt, and you just set it for a certain setting, and you just go, "Nyeh," it's gone. And on the back, I just go, "Nyeh, nyeh, 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 nyeh." And if I don't get it straight, it could be a problem because then I have to keep working until it is straight.
Well, you remember last time you didn't get it straight, and look what's happened.
What happened?
Well, now all the time I have to hold my head this way. So
that is not true, and you know it. We have two men coming out today from two different companies to give us bids on swimming pools in the backyard. I mean, come on. In the desert, in the heat, it is not, it's a necessity. That's all I got to say. I mean, it's a necessity. And apparently, if you have pinched nerves, as I do, and Indy seems to get, swimming is the best exercise you can do. I keep telling myself this because I am not a swimmer. I do not like the water. Up until now, I did not like the water. Sam, I am. I watched it. I told you I watched Sam, I Am. Oh, so good. I Am Sam. That's the name of it.
Yeah, the others.
It was really good. It's also World Mosquito Day, so stay safe, my friends. I'm allergic. I get these like little bites and then they become big mounds. We don't have many mosquitoes in California, so I don't worry too much about that. You know whose birthday it is?
I was wondering, whose birthday is it today?
It's John Hiatt's birthday.
John Hiatt.
John Hiatt.
Singer?
Singer-songwriter, guitar player.
Plays with Bonnie Raitt sometime?
He not only plays with Bonnie Raitt, but a lot of his songs she did. Like one of my favorites, This Thing Called Love. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that song. I love Bonnie Raitt. But John Hiatt wrote so many songs that you would recognize instantly, but not because he sang them. In fact, I can't remember what song it was, but he wrote some song, some famous group did it. And the next thing you know, John Hiatt becomes like famous with all the big singers because they know that whatever song he's written is going to be a big hit for somebody and they want it. So he became really hot. He also, this is... Oh, yeah. Go, Bonnie. Love this song. Come on, get to the chorus so I can sing along.
Hurry up, Bonnie. Really, this is John Hyatt's one?
This is a John Hiatt song. He has so many, you won't believe how many he actually wrote. For a thing called love. This was also the theme song of a Julia Roberts movie. In fact, I think that was the name of the movie. I think it was named for this song. Oh, love this song. So he also wrote, wait a minute, this is important. Have a Little Faith in Me. He wrote that and it was covered by over 50 different artists. And I got to tell you, he puts on a great show, but it's even greater when you realize that the songs he's singing, he actually wrote. Yeah.
Hey, you know what's cool?
What?
On YouTube, I put up this song, and look what else is there on YouTube.
Oh, he put up Bonnie Raitt on YouTube, and guess what the YouTube picture is right under it? Moi.
You live.
Hi. Bonnie Raitt is opening for me. Hi. How cool is that? Bonnie Raitt is opening for me. There you go. There you go. Okay. But wait, I haven't told you the most exciting thing about John Hiatt. It's the highlight of my whole show today. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Do you know who opened for John Hiatt in Sacramento and Las Vegas?
Oh.
My daughter.
Oh, really?
My daughter, Donnie Lynette's. She wasn't Donnie Paquin at the time. My daughter, Donnie Lynette's, opened twice for John Hiatt. She opened for him the first time, and he liked her so much that he invited her to open for him in Las Vegas. And I got to be there both times. And both times, the proud mama got to go to the dressing room and meet John Hiatt. He was charming and delightful. Deep voice, a little crusty. I liked him. I really liked him. But mostly I liked him because he was smart enough to pick my kid to open for him. That was cool. Okay. Don King's birthday. You know, he was the promoter for, worked with Mike Tyson. He's the one with all the hair. That's how I know who Don King is. He had this like crazy hair all over his head. Also Al Roker's birthday. You know, he's that weatherman that was like big Al, and then he became skinny Al Roker. And oh, another journalist, Connie Chung's birthday. Connie Chung is an interesting person. I did a little research on her because I haven't seen her in so long. And she used to be one of my favorite anchors on the news. She used to work with Dan Rather, and then she was on with Barbara Walters and somebody else. I mean, Connie was like not only adorable, but she was a good journalist. And I really enjoyed watching her. And then suddenly she disappeared. And at first they said that she disappeared to go home and be a mama. So I guess she had tried to get pregnant for years, and in her late 40s or something, they finally, she was married to Maury Povich, by the way, you know, another TV personality, and they adopted a son. And the rumor was, or what they said was, she quit to go home and be a mama. But then apparently in later years, she like came out and told people that she quit because it was a nightmare. And she talks a lot of shit, if you know what I mean. She says some really interesting things about what these famous people were like when the cameras weren't on, and what her life was like working with them. And you might want to just check into it if you need a, what do they call that, salacious reading?
Which is?
You're reading nasty stuff, right?
Like Lolita and.
Oh no, is it always sexual?
That's salacious typically.
Salacious is typically sexual.
No,
I don't think.
It might be other rumors or gossip.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
People,
I thought salacious is just like, ew, dirty, ugly. Yeah, she says a lot of nasty stuff about people. Might be true. I don't know. Who else? Robert Plant was born the year I was. Led Zeppelin. Robert Plant. Happy birthday. Oh, on this day, do you remember? I'm going to tell you in a minute. Just hold on. Do Do you remember the other day? Do you remember the other day I was talking about being in France and going to the Louvre and seeing the Mona Lisa and being very unimpressed because it was like
You were.
smaller than I expected and she wasn't smiling that big. You know what I mean? It was like,
No
whatever.
sparkle in her eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, today is the day in 1911 that the Mona Lisa was stolen, apparently by 3 Italian workmen, handymen. 2 years later, it was returned, and it was all the foo-foo and the falderall about the about a painting being stolen from such a esteemed place that made the Mona Lisa, like, become something everybody wanted to see. That's what started all the stuff about it.
Okay.
I mean, it might have been an interesting painting too, you know. But I didn't think it was all that great. That's all I can say. There's a comment from Steven. The West is running out of water and you're putting in a pool. Isn't that blasphemy?
Well, you know what? You do want to thank him for pointing out that global warming is very real and that, in fact, there are concerns about our water given how climate is changing. So thanks for that comment to remind us that we do have to be concerned about our global warming issues.
It is.
There's a great article in National Geographic, in fact, that you can look up that talks about water issues around global warming. So thanks to Stephen for pointing out that we really need to be taking lots of care
We need
about
to take
climate change.
Right. Okay, so here's what I can say about our pool. Yeah, thank you, Stephen. And come on, give me some evidence of why it's okay to put in a pool.
Well, when they take out the golf courses here, we'll take out the pool.
Oh no, that's not fair. That's not fair. You know, just doing the wrong that everybody else is doing doesn't make it right. I'm going to rethink this, but I don't think it's so bad. It's not like you change the water in your pool every day. You put in chlorine, right? I mean, like, the water's already there. You're just using it differently. Because if I didn't have it in the pool, I would be showering with cold water more often or drinking more water.
So it's not like all of the irrigation that's used here to grow grass for golf courses and
Right.
homes.
Right. There you go. There you go. I'm not irrigating with it. I'm just swimming in it. That's all. I'm just swimming in it. Yes. And you can recycle your pool water, and we'll set it up that way. We can use the pool water if we do drain it. Can't we?
Use it for irrigating the lawn.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of and when we put in a big pool, we don't have to water the lawn that's back there anymore.
That's right.
There you go. I mean, yeah, okay, now I feel better about my pool. It's not blasphemy. I feel better now. Today is the day in 2017 that Jerry Lewis died. Jerry Lewis died. He was funny.
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis is the guy who did the muscular dystrophy telethon every year and raised millions and millions and millions of dollars every year. Okay, this is now time for my hair in my face. This is now time for my close encounters of the very first kind. Because for years, I mean, like for 10 years, my company did all the balloon decorating for the Jerry Lewis telethon on TV. Did you know that? Yeah. We used to go, the security was as tight for the telethon, seriously, as it was for what I was telling you about that time we did balloons for Vice President George Bush. Secret Service all over the place. We would have to take our stuff out of the room while the Secret Service did a sweep of the room and then checked us out again and then let us back in to finish decorating. It was a big deal, seriously, because there were so many famous people who would show up for this telethon. Fast forward to 2021. And I'm sitting at my friend Liz's house after playing tennis, and she has a friend staying with her, Sue. And hadn't, as far as I knew, I didn't know Sue. She didn't know me. We were both friends of Liz from 2 different cities. But we're sitting and chatting, and Liz to do something for Jerry Lewis. Yeah, I did balloons at the telethon every year. I do know you. Turns out Sue is the one who owns the teleprompter company that did the teleprompters every year for Jerry Lewis. And I said, "You're kidding. How could you remember me?" And she looked at me and she said, "Because every year I had to move your damn balloons away from the front of my teleprompters so the stars could see them." I said, "Did you ever like say to me, 'Don't put them there?'" She said, "You put them there. Your people put them there. My job was to move them out of the way." I thought that was so funny. So, like, 25 years later, she's remembering me because my balloons got in front of her teleprompters. I thought that was great.
Did it hurt?
I don't think so. It didn't hurt me.
I mean, when she punched you in the nose for doing that.
No, she never punched me in the nose. Actually, we went out. You met her. You met her because we went to a comedy club with her
Oh.
and Liz.
That's
That
right.
was
Yeah, we
Sue,
just did that.
right?
That's
So
actually
you
right.
know that story. Well, you might not know the story, but you know the
Yeah.
person. Anyway, Phyllis Diller died today. Not today, but today in 2012. She was one of the first female comedians, stand-up comedians ever. She had that iconic laugh. And I listened to an interview she did, and apparently she didn't laugh very often. And that laugh was real. She didn't make it up. It was her nervous laugh. So when she laughed, and I can't do it. But when she laughed like that was for real. Another birthday. 1954, she was born, but she died very young at 2016. That was Teresa Saldana. She played the wife in Raging Bull. You remember her? She was also, sorry, kind of famous because she had a stalker and the stalker tried to kill her and she was very badly beaten and cut up. But she lived and she ended up belonging to a group of women that I belong to in LA. And somehow I became her driver. I mean, she couldn't drive or anything. She was still recovering. So, you know me, I volunteered to pick her up and take her to some of our stuff. And next thing I know, she was calling me all the time saying, "Sandy, I need to go to da 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 da. Any chance I could get you to give me a ride?" Not like I was like a paid driver. I was just a friend, I guess, who took her places, but not a good enough friend to be invited over for parties. Maybe I was just a sucker friend. I don't know. Anyway, Teresa Saldana. Um, it's fire season. It's fire season now. There's fires burning all over the place. You know what the air was like in Colorado when I was there? It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Um, But I guess it's always been fire season at this time of year. In 1910, 3 million, no, let me say that again. 3 million acres were burned between Northwest Washington, North Idaho, and West Montana. That whole area of our country, 3 million acres burned. And in 1988, we had that huge fire in Yellowstone. Remember, it was so awful. So much wildlife. But fires are natural generally. But are they getting worse with climate change? Now that we're talking about climate change?
Exactly. Yes, of course they are. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
okay, come on, guys. Let's clean up the air. I also think it's kind of interesting that it's fire time, but this year, no, this in 19, I think 88, the same year as the Yellowstone fire, it was also a ceasefire between Iran and Iraq. So, fire, ceasefire, fire, ceasefire. What can I say? We already heard the 1882 1812 overture by Tchaikovsky in Moscow, but in 1977, it was the Emotions with number one.
What was that?
Best of my love.
You got the best of my love. Okay.
Did I get it sort of right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I sort of got it right. All right. And now let's move on to the word art. The word art today is the right people can make the right place any place. Did you ever notice that when you're with people where you're not really comfortable, even if you're someplace that you really like, it's not great, but you can be like in the middle of nowhere doing nothing. But if you're with the right people, you feel great and you're having a good time. I call that finding your tribe. Yeah. Like, do you have a tribe? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's some people, you meet them and you just know from the minute you meet them that these are the people I'm supposed to be hanging with. These are my people. This is my tribe. They don't necessarily agree with everything that you think, but there's something about them that makes you feel safe and comfortable, and you can laugh and you can have fun. You people are my tribe. We may not agree on everything, but there's this empathy and this feeling of absolutely, I like being with you. You're good people. Thank you. Hey,
Hey, you know who made a big hit out of that song?
who?
The Eagles.
You're right. The Eagles, but oh, here they are, the Emotions. Remember that music? Oh yeah, baby. What a way to end it. Because you out there, you got the best of my love, and I am happy to share it with you. Until then, it'd be a sip and a smile. And I'll see all of you tomorrow. Happy weekend, my friends. Enjoy your Friday. Bye bye.